Trainwreck Kamala trends #1 on Twitter after disastrous Fox News interview.
Because I do believe the American people are ready to turn the page.
America doesn't give a who the president is if they can't eat.
Right.
And they can't afford gas. And they can't pay their bills. And they know that in the last 4 years that those things have gotten much harder. That's what they know. So this idea that you think that people are ready to turn the page. A lot of people love Donald Trump. A lot of people don't like Donald Trump. Some people are indifferent to Donald Trump. But here's what they know. They know that when Donald Trump was in office, business was going well. Their careers were going better. They were able to afford more. Okay, times were better under Donald Trump economically. So when she gets up here and mumbles on and about, they're ready for a new leader and turn the page on Donald Trump's rhetoric, no one gives a about Donald Trump's rhetoric. In fact, people have started to realize that all the jokes and all the that he does is actually true. What is up, guys? It's Andy Frisella, and this is the show for the realists. Say goodbye to the lies, the fakeness, and delusions of modern society, and welcome to motherfucking reality. Guys, today we have Andy and DJ
Cruise the motherfucking internet.
And that's what we're going to do. We're going to put topics on the screen. We're going to speculate on what's true and what's not true, and then we're going to talk about how we, the people, have to solve the problems going on in the world. Other times, we're going to have Q and AF. That's where you submit questions and we give you the answers. Those usually go out on Mondays. If you want your question answered on the show, you could submit it a couple different ways. The first way is,
guys, you can email these questions into askandy@andyfrisella.com.
Or you go on YouTube under the comments in the Q and AF episodes, drop your question in there, and we'll choose some out of that pool of questions as well. Other times we have Real Talk. Real Talk is just 5 to 20 minutes of me giving you some real talk. And then we have 75 Hard Verses. 75 Hard Verses, where someone who has completed the 75 Hard program comes on the show, talks about how they were before, how they are now, and how they use 75 Hard to reclaim their life. If you're unfamiliar with 75 Hard, it is the initial phase of the Live Hard program, which you can get for free. It's a free program. It is available for free at episode 208 on the audio feed. Again, that's 208 on the audio feed. There is a book. The book is called The Book on Mental Toughness. It encompasses the entire Live Hard program, plus a whole bunch of chapters on mental toughness. It is much more in depth than that episode in the podcast. It is not free. All right. You can get that book at andyfrisella.com. Again, you don't have to buy it, but there's extra value in there that people seem to like because we can't keep the book in stock. So you get that book, The Book on Mental Toughness, at andyfrisella.com. If you're unfamiliar with the Live Hard program, it is the world's most popular mental transformation program in history. Okay. More people have changed their mentality with this program, this free program, than any other program that's ever existed. And you can get it for free. So if your life is a shitstorm, I'd highly recommend that you give it a shot. All right. I'm actually going to be doing it into the end of the year, starting today, the day that you hear this. Okay, so that's Friday. There's 75 days exactly left in the year. And me and a whole bunch of other people that I'm friends with are going to be kicking ass through the end of the year. So if you want to jump in on that, start today. Let's do it. All right. Now, there is a fee for the show. The fee is very simple. I don't run ads on the show, the biggest show in the world that doesn't run ads. The reason I don't run ads is because I don't want to listen to what people say about what I can and can't say on the show. We try to keep it real with you guys. And because of that, we're constantly dealing with censorship issues. So for us to grow the show, I need your help. If you like the show, if it makes you laugh, if it makes you think, if it brings you a new perspective, if it's something you think needs to be heard, do us a favor and share the show. Okay. We only grow if you share it. All right. So don't be a hoe.
Share the show.
All right. What's up, dude?
What's going on, man?
Nothing. What's up with you?
No, nothing much. I didn't get a water. I forgot to grab a water.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You drinking water now?
I drink water every episode, man.
Yeah. Getting healthy? You getting healthy?
Yep.
Got that Pizzante?
Good old Pizzante.
Pizzante.
Yep. Tastes amazing.
Tastes like Flip, Michigan.
What's going on with you, though, man?
Nothing, dude. Mm-hmm. Just sitting over here getting ready to start 75 Hard.
Yeah, man, you look clean. You look safe.
Yep, safe.
Yeah, you look approachable. The hoodie. It's a nice hoodie.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, this First Form hoodie. By the way, You guys are always asking how you could support the show. If you want to support the show, support our brands. All right. We've got these energy drinks all over the country. If you go in your store and they don't have it, tell them to have it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And if they do have it, buy a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Share them with your friends. That's how you could support us. Got snack, high protein meat sticks. We got bars, everything for on the go healthy lifestyle, plus our core nutritional supplements that are the best in the world. But these energy drinks, buy them, tag us in them, support the show. Don't be a hoe.
Yep. Share the show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you were saying about my hoodie. It's cool.
It looks very makes you look very approachable.
Does it?
Mm-hmm. It's almost like that's my favorite time of the year. Is like sweaters and sweatpants.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
You like to wear the gray sweatpants?
You know
Is
it.
that your thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I always feel like I get harassed. I feel uncomfortable wearing gray sweatpants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it's getting cold outside.
I can feel the eyeballs just burning a hole in my crotch. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? Like it makes me feel like a sexual object.
Yeah. You don't
like
want to be
that.
objectified.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Of course not. I have much more to offer.
Right.
I also have a great Halloween costume. You want to see it?
What's your Halloween costume? No. God damn it.
What?
Where you gonna be for Halloween?
All right, let's do the show. God, why do you always got to be so racist, DJ?
That's so bad. Oh man, guys.
I mean, fuck, bro. They call me that anyway. You might as well get one too.
I would love one.
Yeah,
actually.
I just cut a little holes in this.
I can't see shit out this hoodie.
Hey, I think we're all trying to say
that
it was a good idea. All right.
Next time we record the show without the hoodies and we just go full brigade.
Who's making decisions here? I didn't say we are going in with no hoods. We're going full regalia.
Well, we're wearing the hoods or not.
Yeah.
That's such a great movie.
That scene, the first time I saw it, if you haven't seen Django Unchained and know the scene that we're talking about, I think I laughed harder at that scene than probably any scene in modern movie.
Yeah. It's such
you
a
know
great
what other
movie.
scene I laughed at? I don't know if you guys will remember this because it's kind of an older movie, but I laughed that hard at the what's that Ace Ventura movie where he like gets in the rhino and fucking crawls out the rhino's ass? The Pet Detective or something like that. Anyway, that was a funny scene.
Was that who was that?
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey, yeah.
Back when he was like super funny.
Funny, yeah. Actually funny.
Yeah.
That's sweet, man. Well, yeah, great way to get into this. We
When Nature Calls.
When Nature Calls.
You know what other movie was good of his? What's that movie? Me, Myself, and Irene.
Myself, and I.
That movie's fucking funny,
That's
dude.
a great movie. You know, we haven't done this segment in a while, so, you know, why not? Let's do it.
Oh, we got a new segment? What's this?
It's not a new one. Just one we haven't done in a minute.
Breaking news?
No. Dumbass of the day.
Oh, okay.
It's been a minute since we've had one.
All right.
And let's get into it. Watch. Humiliation ensues for pro-Hamas idiot when she tears down what she believes are Israeli flags from restaurant. All right.
I saw this.
You saw this?
Yeah. This has to be literally the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. But please continue to embarrass this person because that's what they deserve.
Bro. Oh my goodness. Let's dive into this. So no one has ever accused the protesters advocating for Hamas against Israel of having actual brain cells. Still, one incident that has gone viral this week demonstrates that there is no bottom to their level of stupidity. A pro-Hamas agitator posted a since-deleted video on TikTok Tuesday showing herself tearing down what she thought were Israeli flags outside of FA's Gyro in Montclair, New Jersey. Gyro? Gyro? It's Gyro. Euro.
It's Euro.
Okay, Euro. That's money.
It's also the kebabs that you eat. Anyway,
baklava.
Who would have?
Right?
No, not
What?
baklava. Who would have thought that outside of a restaurant that serves kebabs and euros, that you would find an Israeli flag? Jesus.
But Let's watch this clip, man. Let's watch this clip. Here it is. She captioned this with, "The time I mistakenly thought the flag of Greek was for Israel and took the restaurant flag down. OMG."
OMG.
Here's a clip.
Is that how you do it?
Look at that shit. And I'm about to come back and put Free Palestine too. The Free Palestine, bitch. Look, what you looking at? You know damn well there's a genocide. You know there's a genocide. Now stop it. I'm taking this shit down. I'm gonna leave this one. Take this one down right here. What are they gonna do? They can't do nothing.
Oh man.
I don't stand for it. I don't stand for this. There's genocide, and I don't stand for Zionism. And Montclair, I don't support it. There's a genocide. You know that, right? They're killing children. What's the purpose? Be proud of your heritage. Y'all understand there's a genocide, right?
In Greece?
You understand, right? There's nothing against people who are Jewish, but this is not okay.
This is Greek.
Who's this?
This is Greek.
What? Really?
Greek.
Oh, I thought it was Israel. My bad. Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit, my bad.
Well,
Look, it looked like Israel. And
It's really not a secret.
okay, well, you want it back?
Bro.
Well, I did it already.
It's just not okay.
Are you sure? Let me look this up.
Okay, first of all, you're a dumbass. You're definitely the dumbass of the day. But dude, even if it was an Israeli flag, the fuck are you doing tearing other people's property up? Okay, this is America, man. People, you don't think that I would like to tear out some of the signs I see in people's yards and shit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like
they do.
Yeah, that's what they do. These people believe that their views and their positions somehow supersede everybody else's. Okay, and this is why these same people think it's okay to cheat in voting, or I'm going to vote 20 times so that my way wins, even though it's not what people want. That's called fucking treason. Okay, and these people's entitlement and their cultural indoctrination to believe that their viewpoints supersede everybody else's viewpoints are going to eventually land these people in jail. Because what's happening in America right now is really unprecedented in terms of how many people think they can just do things like this, like destroy people. I would have called the police and had that person arrested.
Well, that's the thing. And so I thought this, at first when I saw this, I'm like, there's no way this can be fucking real. I thought it was some type of fucking skit and spoof or something,
Yeah.
And it was absolutely real.
Yeah.
Absolutely happened. And the police were called. FT Maya, who is the owner of the restaurant, revealed to the Montclair Local that she reported the incident to the police when it occurred back on March 11th, but they did nothing. She said, quote, "All I want to say is that it was not a skit and that it happened 8 months ago," she explained to the paper. "I filed a report 8 months ago and nothing happened." The Montclair Local reported that Police Chief Todd Conforti and another officer visited the eatery Wednesday morning. The outlet noted that no flags were there. And in a response, they said that, or in an email, Conforti told the Montclair Local that an investigation into the incident is ongoing. Quote, "A bias notification report was also completed and sent to the prosecutor's office and the Division of Criminal Justice. This is an active investigation that has lasted 8+ months."
Look, dude, I know
this is the Greece flag, by the way.
Yeah,
And
I'm aware.
There's the Israel.
Yeah.
We're aware.
Yeah. So the thing is, guys, is like these people will never learn unless they're held somewhat accountable, right? And I know that there's a lot of things going on in the world, and I know there's a lot of more important issues, quote unquote, but is there a lot of more important issues? Because what we have is an entire culture of a certain level of, age who has been brought up to believe that their opinions, their views matter more than everybody else's. And then they bring it to destroying property, causing scenes. And these people are only going to learn by being hauled off to jail and been like, hey, sit in the corner for a minute while you think about what the fuck you did.
Yeah,
Like
right,
we all,
right.
like we,
By the way, here's a fucking global map.
yeah. Like, dude, if that were me, I would put that person in jail. At
That's
least
30 days at least.
Well, I don't know if it's 30 days,
No,
but
30 days.
it should be enough to look. I think for most people that get arrested, the process of just getting arrested and getting out is enough to get them to stop.
Yeah.
But this is bullshit.
Yeah.
And stupid. Clearly.
That's my favorite thing is like, the people who, and it's like, I don't give a fuck about either side, honestly. I care about America. I think that's very clear. But it always interests me, like the people who are so pro this side and pro this side, you pull out a map and like, all right, show me where that side is.
Yeah, they can't do it.
They can't fucking do it.
Not only that, where is your pro-American? Like, why can't you fight for America? Why don't you get so pissed off about America? Why aren't you angry about what's going on in America? Why do you take these causes from halfway around the world where you've never even fucking been to these places and act like you actually give a fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's be real. The things that actually affect you are happening here.
Right.
Okay, and if we all got pissed off about what's happening here and stop falling for the propaganda of this is going on over here or this human rights violations, we have fucking bad things happening here.
Mm-hmm. We got human
our own
rights
neighborhood.
violations here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We have crime happening here. We have poverty happening here. Other countries look at us and they say, what the fuck is going on in America? And all these spoiled little brats are like, oh, I stand for she kept saying, I don't stand for it. Well, you know what? It doesn't really matter if you stand for that. Those people stand for that, and that's their fucking place of business. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It really doesn't matter what they fly. If they want to fly a fucking Nazi flag outside of their place of business, it's their property, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And like, do I agree with it? No. Do I think it's a good idea? Probably not. Are they asking for trouble? Probably. But at the same time, you're breaking the law by going and ripping the shit out.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to enforce the laws.
Yeah. Do they have good food? That's what I would be concerned
Nazis?
about. Huh?
Do Nazis?
No,
have-
the restaurant that had the flag.
What? I don't know if they do or not.
I'm saying, like,
I never met
like,
any.
I think that's an important, like, that would go into my weight of like whether or not I'm going to support them.
Well, we know that it would go onto your weight.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, good food always goes to your weight.
You gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta list these things out. Like, yeah, I mean, yeah, but like, is it good? Is the food good though?
You've been to a Greek place?
I fucking love Greek
Me
food.
too. You know
I
what the
love it.
best fucking Greek place in St. Louis is? It also happens to be an Italian place.
No.
Antonino's on the hill.
Anthony knows. I don't think I've
Oh,
been
bro,
there.
it's the
No, I
fucking-
have been there. We've been there.
No, you and I haven't been there.
No, we haven't. I went there with Emily and the girls for the Muni.
Oh, well, that
Yeah.
place is.
I think that's where we went.
That's the fucking spot in St.
Yeah.
Louis, bro. In
It's
my
pretty
opinion, it's casual. People are cool. It's family owned. Fucking best pizza in the city, in my opinion.
It's a bold statement.
Awesome, dude. It's good. You ever had their pizza?
No.
You go have their pizza and tell me it's not the best.
Okay.
I just go on.
You ain't got
go-
a big meat. You know
Listen,
what
bro.
I'm saying?
I used to be 350 pounds.
Yeah.
My ability to judge food is
Pretty high.
it's pristine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Got a good palate.
Yes. They have the best, I think, the best pizza I think I've ever had. I don't think it's even in St. Louis.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
I love them too. They're good
My
people.
favorite Mediterranean restaurant is the Vine.
Another good place is Bartolino's. You been to Bartolino's?
South?
Well, any of them because they're all the same,
Same
people.
thing, yeah.
But you ever go to the one on South?
I think I've been to
You
the
and
one
Alex
South.
go there?
Yeah, I think
You
we
should
went
go there. The food's
Yeah.
fucking
I
incredible.
think we went there before.
I love those people too.
Yeah.
Both great St. Louis families.
Dude, St. Louis is a great food culture.
Yeah, there ain't nothing else to do.
Now, you might get robbed leaving
Yeah.
these places.
We
but-
eat good food and we drink and we fight.
Yeah, man. Well, yeah, guys.
we podcast.
Dumbass of the day.
Yeah.
Good job on that one. With that being
Bartolino's
said,
opened a brand new spot.
Where at?
Twin Oaks, I think it was.
Who knows?
I think that's where it was.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, let's get to this cruise, guys. Remember, if you want to see any of these pictures, articles, links, videos, go to andyfrisella.com. You guys can find them all linked there for you. With that being started, man, let's get to our first headlines. Headline number one. Headline number one reads, Train wreck Kamala trends #1 on Twitter after disastrous Fox News interview. Oh, man, this was bad. This was bad. This was pretty bad. Let's dive into these. We got plenty of outtakes from this interview. Let's dive into them. Hashtag Trainwreck Kamala trended at the top spot on Twitter after Vice President Kamala Harris's disastrous interview on Wednesday evening with Fox News' Brett Baier. During the course of the discussion, Harris dodged multiple questions surrounding her record at the border and immigration and reportedly had to end the interview early. The topic was trending at the top spot on Twitter by early Thursday morning with over 30,000 posts on the platform using the hashtag. Commentator Brendan Dilley posted a clip of Baier asking about the murders of Laken Riley, Rachel Morin, and Jocelyn Nagare at the hands of illegal immigrants who came in under soft border policies of the Biden-Harris administration. Dilley wrote, quote, "There is no recovering from this answer less than 3 weeks before an election. Hashtag Trainwreck Kamala." Now, there was a lot of very interesting things that happened throughout this interview. I thought, one, that Brett Baier did a great job for the most part. I think he tried to handle and redirect as best as he possibly could. But he talked about just even getting to the interview and the start of the interview and how that was a little kind of funky. He said, quote, "So we were supposed to start at 5 p.m. This was the time they gave us originally. We're going to do 25 or 30 minutes, the host explained. They came in and said, well, maybe 20 minutes, so it was already getting whittled down," Baier added. Quote, "And then the vice president showed up at about 5:15 p.m. So a little bit late. Maybe she is black. I don't know. We'll see."
Or maybe she just wanted to cut down her time and make it so that they couldn't ask as much stuff.
Well, not only that, but they were also trying to, their hopes was that they could do a quick turnaround on the production for 6 p.m.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, maybe I think that, could it have been more sinister? Maybe,
Listen, what they knew was they were trying to get it on for 6 p.m. They knew if they showed up late that they wouldn't get to ask as much shit, and it would be less damaging because she's a moron. It was
limit the exposure.
Right.
100%. But there were some very interesting clips. Let's check out this first one.
Why do you think more people say they trust him on the economy than they trust you?
I think that when you look at an analysis of our plans for what we would do as President of the United States, it has been clear to those who study and understand how economic policy works that moving forward, because I do believe the American people are ready to turn the page on the divisiveness and the type of rhetoric that has come out of Donald Trump. People are ready to chart a new way forward, and they want a president who has a plan for the future and a plan that is sound and will strengthen our country. My plan for the economy does exactly that.
So that's, it's getting there. All right.
Okay, let me tell you something. America doesn't give a fuck who the president is if they can't eat.
Right.
And they can't afford gas. And they can't pay their bills. And they know that in the last 3.5 years, in the last 4 years, that those things have gotten much harder. That's what they know. They don't really give a shit if it's Ronald McDonald being the president as long as they can afford to buy Big Macs. Okay?
Right.
They don't care. So this idea that you think that people are ready to turn the page, okay, which is another one of their talking points because you have Tim Walz doing it, Tim Walz's wife doing it, and they always do the same motion when they do it. What do you guys think, that we don't have the internet or we can't see you all coordinating the same disingenuous moves? We all see the shit. Like, these people assume that every single regular person, every single regular American citizen is a fucking moron that cannot see all the coordinated stuff that they do. Okay? You don't see that over there on the right. You might hear some dumb shit sometimes, but at least all the different viewpoints are like not coordinated down to the hand motion.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So people don't care. They don't care if it's right now, dude. Look, a lot of people love Donald Trump. A lot of people don't like Donald Trump. Some people are indifferent to Donald Trump, but here's what they know. They know that when Donald Trump was in office, business was going well. Their careers were going better. They were able to afford more shit. Period. That's it. Okay, times were better under Donald Trump economically. So when she gets up here and mumbles on about, they're ready for a new leader and turn the page on Donald Trump's rhetoric, no one gives a fuck about Donald Trump's rhetoric. In fact, people have started to realize that all the jokes and all the shit that he does is actually true. Okay, so there's not going to be this pushback on his Twitter personality that we had for the first 4 years he was president, because now we've had 4 more years of that, and we understand that he's right, okay, and you guys are wrong, and that's that. Mm-hmm. That's what's going on.
Yeah. Then they got on the topic of the border. Let's talk about that part. Brett Baer questions rattled Kamala Harris on deadly consequences of her open border policies in Fox News interview. So this is how it started. Let's check this first clip out. This is how it started on that conversation.
How many illegal immigrants would you estimate your administration has released into the country over the last 3.5 years?
Well, I'm glad you raised the issue of immigration, because I agree with you. It is a topic of discussion that people want to rightly have. And you know what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah, but
right
do you,
now,
just a number. Do you think it's 1 million, 3 million?
Brett, let's just get to the point. Okay,
Yeah.
The point is that we have a broken immigration system that needs to be repaired.
So your Homeland Security Secretary said that 85% of apprehensions.
I'm not finished. We have
it's a
an
rough
immigration
estimate of 6 million people have been released into the country. And let me just finish. I'll get to the question. I promise you.
I was beginning to answer.
And when you came into office, your administration immediately reversed a number of Trump border policies. Most significantly, the policy that required illegal immigrants to be detained through deportation, either in the U.S. or in Mexico. And you switched that policy. They were released from custody awaiting trial. So instead, included in those were a large number of single men, adult men, who went on to commit heinous crimes. So looking back, do you regret the decision to terminate Remain in Mexico at the beginning of your administration?
At the beginning of our administration, within practically hours of taking the oath, the first bill that we offered Congress, before we worked on infrastructure, before the Inflation Reduction Act, before the CHIPS and Science Act, before the bipartisan Safer Communities Act, the first bill, practically within hours of taking the oath, was a bill to fix our immigration system.
Yes, ma'am. It was called the U.S. Citizenship Act of 2021.
Exactly.
It was essentially a pathway to citizenship for the... Yes, ma'am.
May I finish responding, please? But you have to let me finish,
You
please.
had the White House and the House and the Senate,
I'm
and they
in the
didn't
middle
bring up
of
that bill.
responding to the point you're raising,
Okay.
and I'd like to finish.
Yes, ma'am.
We recognized from day one that, to the point of this being your first question, it is a priority for us as a nation and for the American people. And our focus has been on fixing a problem. And from day one, then, we have done a number of things.
Yeah, complete bullshit. And then he pressed her even harder. Let's check this one out.
Jocelyn Nungari, Rachel Morin, Laken Riley, they are young women who were brutally assaulted and killed by some of the men who were released at the beginning of the administration, well before a negotiated bipartisan bill. Former President Clinton actually referred to Laken Riley Sunday campaigning for you in Georgia, saying if those men had been properly vetted, Laken Riley probably would not have been killed. So if it wouldn't have happened, this is well before any negotiation. This is well before Donald Trump got involved in the politics. This is a specific policy decision by your administration to release these men into the country. So what I'm saying to you, do you owe
Brett,
those families an apology?
Let me just say, first of all, those are tragic cases. There's no question about that. There's no question about that. And I can't imagine the pain that the families of those victims have experienced for a loss that should not have occurred.
No, so it shouldn't have happened.
That is true. It is also true that if a border security had actually been passed 9 months ago, it would be 9 months that we would have had more border agents at the border, more support for the folks who are working around the clock trying to hold it all together.
Madam Vice President.
To ensure that no future harm would occur. And this election in 20 days will determine whether we have a president of the United States who actually cares more about fixing a problem, even if it is not to their political advantage in an election. Because there was a solution, Brett.
Madam Vice President, it was a policy decision in the early part of your administration.
Yeah. So I love how they continue to blame this on Trump. for not voting for the border security bill or whatever it was called, when that border security bill was to send $60 billion to Ukraine.
Right.
And it had nothing in there about deportation. It had more money to the migrants, less money to Americans. The reason that, and a whole bunch of other stuff too. The reason that bill was encouraged to vote against, because like most of the bills that they've proposed, it's not actually for border security. It was for a whole bunch of other stuff.
It's a 2,000-page fucking document. Yeah.
Same thing with the Inflation Reduction Act. Mm-hmm. It wasn't about reducing. You don't have inflation reduction and then print trillions of dollars worth of money.
Right. Like
anybody who knows anything about what's going on knows that's not how it fucking works. It's disturbing to watch her try and pretend like she's being genuine, that she cares about those families.
Sickening.
That was pretty disgustingly disingenuous. And then how she pivots right to, we've passed this law could have been passed in the last 9 months. And that happened before that.
3 years before that.
Yeah. Like you guys came in, and going back to the first clip that was said, you guys came in, just like Brett Baer says, and you undo all the policies that Trump had put in place, which weren't even the policies that he really wanted, because y'all wouldn't fund the border wall because it was too expensive at $5 billion.
It was racist.
Yeah, and it was racist. But we're okay sending another $60 billion and, 100 and whatever billion over there, and another how much, billions to Ukraine or to Israel and all these different causes. But, let's be real. We all know that she wants the border open, and we know that the Democrats want the border open, and we know why they want it open. They want it open for the main reason of being able to reallocate the voting districts, and then also increase population that are willing to vote for them, because the minority communities, the black community specifically, has seen through the facade. And now they're not going to vote that way guaranteed anymore. So they need a new voter base. So that's what this is about. It's about voting. It's about maintaining power. We all know it, but they're not going to say it. Just like she's not going to come in and say, hey, I'm going to be a communist dictator when I get into power. And, a lot of people think, oh, well, she's just stupid, or she's just dumb, or no, she's intentionally being deceptive so that when she gets into power, they can literally crank the hammer down of communism into this country. That is what's going on. It's not about stupidity. It's not about she's a moron. It's not, she's playing a part. They have a strategy. They can't tell the truth and win the election. So they're pandering every which way we go, which is why she says, I wouldn't change anything that Biden did, that we did, because we made a lot of amazing progress. The next day, she says, we're going to change all of these things from day one.
Right.
Which one is it? Mm-hmm. We all know why she's doing it. And she's doing it because she has to hide her true intent, because none of you would vote for her. And you'd all be like, holy shit, this woman's actually crazy. And it worked with Biden because Biden was old, and he can play off being senile, and he's a puppet, and they can run all this stuff in the background, but it's not working with her because she's younger and she's not senile. And now people are seeing, holy shit, these people have bad intentions for us, right? Did you see the part where she got all pissed off?
Yeah, so she starts getting flustered, and I think this is pretty much where it kind of starts. Let's check this clip out when Brett Baer starts pressing her on Biden's mental health fitness.
He's unstable. He is unstable, Brett.
He's not well. You say he's mentally not stable?
He's not stable.
Let me ask you this. You told many interviewers that Joe Biden was on his game, that ran around circles on his staff. When did you first notice that President Biden's mental faculties appeared diminished?
Joe Biden, I have watched from the Oval Office to the Situation Room, and he has the judgment and the experience to do exactly what he has done in making very important decisions on behalf of the American people.
There were no concerns raised?
Brett, Joe Biden is not on the ballot.
I understand.
And Donald Trump
But
is,
you talked about it.
And Donald Trump
After George Clooney said within a few minutes of talking to President Biden at a fundraiser that he thought this was not the same Joe Biden that we saw on the debate stage.
Donald Trump is on the ballot.
I understand. You met with him at least once a week for 3.5 years. You didn't have any concerns?
I think the American people have a concern about Donald Trump, which is why the people who know him best, including leaders of our national security community, have all spoken out. Even people who worked for him in the Oval Office, worked with him in the Situation Room, and have said he is unfit and dangerous and should never be president of the United States again, including his former vice president, which is why the job was open for him to choose another running mate. So that is a fact. That is a fact.
You know what that turned into? Her losing her shit. Check this out. This last clip, man. Check this out.
Talked about locking people up because they disagree with him. This is a democracy.
Oh.
And in a democracy, the president of the United States, in the United States of America, should be willing to be able to handle criticism without saying he'd lock people up for doing it.
Well, I don't know. Should he handle a bunch of treasonous activity? Should he handle collusion between the government, the media, the three-letter agencies? Is that just some criticism, or is that weaponized lawfare and tyranny from your opposition? I don't think Donald Trump's putting his opposition in jail, but I do think that there are a number of January 6 protesters who have been held for 4 years without due process, rotting in jail right now. I also think that there's been a number of people who have been put on this quote unquote domestic terrorism list for being patriots and being threatened with jail time. I also believe that a lot of people were threatened with big fines and jail time during the pandemic when they said, if you don't make your company vaccinate themselves, you're going to be fined this amount of money. And if you don't do it, it could lead to further consequences. So who's the actual tyrant here? Is it the person who's never put any opposition in prison, or is it the people who continue to try and prosecute their opposition, and not just limited to Donald Trump, but any citizen that disagrees or dissents, that they call misinformation, disinformation, conspiracy theorists? Well, I don't know. Conspiracy guys are doing pretty good with their fucking win count here.
Yep.
I think they're about 147-0.
Yeah.
All right. So, look, it's projecting, man. What do you think?
I mean, I think anybody who watched clips, watched the entire interview, they can obviously say that she fucking did terribly.
Oh, my God.
They know she lied. The part that pisses me off the most, though, is how they protect this woman, no matter what. CNN, Brian Stelter, or Stetler, whatever the fuck you say this cuck's name, another leftist try to put positive spin on Kamala's disaster interview, right? And they're like literally like.
Well, did you see her get mad at the end?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's her.
Yeah.
That's the mask coming off. That is who she is. When you ask anybody who works inside of that building that's been around her, that's how she acts. That's how she treats people. And word on the street is she had a fucking meltdown last night after that interview and freaked the out on everybody for the whole night.
Yeah, bro, they were yelling like they were like, you know, when you have those interviews, guys, there's a team of people sitting behind them.
Yeah.
And they're like doing the like, hey, cut that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like getting pissed.
Yeah.
And you could hear it throughout a couple of those clips too. You could even hear their staff shuffling around.
Yeah.
Behind the
yeah, because she's freaking the fuck out, dude.
Freaking out, man.
Well, you know what? You can't lie your way. Eventually, with this much information and this much ability to see and transparency and technology, you're not going to fool people, bro.
Yeah.
Like this 1990s political theater that these people try to play, where they go in and they sit and they do all these interviews and try to play like they're, look, dude, there's too much information. There's too much transparency. One slip, like her getting mad there, shows everybody what she's all about, because everybody suspected it anyway. Mm-hmm. Everybody's like, God, I bet she's a total bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like her losing her cool and not being able to answer. It's not like she lost her cool making a point. It's not like she lost her cool saying, you're lying. Yeah. Here's what happened. This is that. This is what we did. This is the result. and you're full of shit. She had no points. She's just mad because she had no points.
Because she knows she's lying.
That's how I read it.
Yeah,
I read it as her
100%,
getting cornered by someone who has finally asked her some very direct questions, and, she lost her shit.
Yeah. Guys, what do you guys think?
I don't mind if someone gets mad. I don't mind if they get mad if they're making points.
Mm-hmm.
This,
Or
and it
be
went to
passionate
this.
about it.
Yeah, but that's not what she's doing. She's saying, Trump, 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 Trump. Trump's on the ticket. Trump did this. Trump didn't do this 9 months ago when she's asked about these 3 young women who were killed by her policies directly.
Right.
Like, that's insane, dude. And she showed no remorse, no care, no empathy for any of that loss. Her sitting there thinking that she can look someone in the eye and lie to them, that does not work when you can see this on 1,000 different media outlets. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man. Guys, jumping on this conversation. Let us know what you guys think down in the comments. She should have thrown in the towel, for sure.
Yeah. And, well, dude, people don't remember how it used to be. Like, there used to only be 3 or 4 networks, dude. Now there's the internet.
Yeah.
Right? So
these individual
if
media.
you go on ABC and you go on Fox and you go on NBC and you go on CBS and then you go on CNN, okay, that used to be it. So you only had to crush like 4 interviews or 5 interviews. Now you got to give interviews everywhere. So like all these little holes and mishaps and omissions and lies, they come out in the wash because there's too much information. So, I mean, bro, she's not fooling anybody. Even her own voters are mortified at her behavior. So it's, it is what it is.
Yeah, man. Well, guys, let us know what you guys think down in the comments. With that being said, let's go cruise some of these. Cruise a comment.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, this first one comes from Silencer. He says, "Oh my God, Andy 2024."
That should be the slogan. That should be the slogan.
Yeah.
OMG. Andy 2024.
Yeah. All right. This
I
next
think it's
one.
a little too late for 2024, bro.
Yeah, it is a little bit.
I think we're going to
late.
make it.
Yeah, you're a little
I
late.
think we're going to lose.
Write it. You write it. They can write you in.
Don't do that. Don't waste your vote. Hey, that's another thing I want to say. Before we get too far into this, every one of you needs to understand that they are intentionally trying to make you think this is going to be a landslide. Okay?
Yeah, they're trying to switch it now.
All the media outlets realize that they're behind, and they realize that their only chance is to get the Trump voter base to not vote.
Comfortable.
All right. So what are they going to do? They're going to threaten people with quote unquote potential terrorism on voting day. They're also going to feed you a narrative that says Trump is so far ahead, there's no way he can lose, hoping that you will stay home. And every single person in this audience needs to understand very clearly, you have to vote. All your friends have to vote. All their friends have to vote. And your job is to organize that. Your job is to call every single person that you know that is of like mind, that wants to get this country back on track, and get them to vote and make sure they vote. Okay, I don't know what you got to do. Have a party at your house afterwards for everybody that votes. Get a team together, take them all together, then go out to eat. Make it a thing. Whatever you got to do, everybody has to vote, because the next step, besides the end of the world, which I still think they might try to push through, major disaster, black swan event, is going to be to instill overconfidence in the Trump base so that people don't vote.
They did the same exact thing in 2020.
Yeah.
The same thing.
Well,
so it's the same play.
It doesn't matter. People have to be smart enough to understand what's being thrown at them. When they show you these Vegas betting lines that show Trump at 60 and,
Kamala at 38 now.
Yeah, right. Shit like that. Do not believe that shit. Okay? You don't even know if that's real. And if it is, it still doesn't mean it's real if nobody votes. Okay? So you have to vote. And don't listen to these clowns out here saying, "Oh, I'm unsubscribing from the system and I'm not going to vote." All right, bro. Go live your life, but shut the fuck up and quit trying to convince everybody not to vote. The whole reason we're in this is because good Americans who believe in America have taken their eye off the ball. Productive Americans, people who are contributing to society, they're running businesses, they're running careers, they're building families. They've taken their eye off the ball, and it's been good in America for a long time. And the reason it's got bad is because everybody was so busy living their lives. So we need people to engage now, and we need people to make sure that they go vote. Do not think that this is just going to happen because other people are going to do it. That's how you fucking lose.
Yeah. 100%, man. This next comment, let's check this next comment from at John Barnes 4372. He says, as a white guy for Harris, not only did I vote today, but I drove my wife's boyfriend to vote too. He voted for Trump. Joke for DJ's big vote for restart. Joke for DJ's book, Big Boys. Is that decent? Is that a decent joke for the book?
Yeah, except I already saw this joke on the internet, so I know you didn't make it up.
Oh, so he may actually be a Kamala supporter.
No. This is a joke that I've seen lots of people post on the internet. And John Barnes, while I appreciate your recirculation, it doesn't count as an original joke.
Not authentic.
That's right.
All right.
But good try.
This next one is from at Lauren McAllister, J4S. She says, let's see DJ's signature on the book. It's written all big and squiggly, and some of the letters are backwards.
Oh, now you can't even write. See what this? They're racist. These people are racist.
My name's going to be DJ Freeman because, anyway.
Free man?
Yeah, exactly. A little historical joke there.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, these people
need some work.
These are some savage people.
I mean, it could have been funnier. Could have been better. Lauren, fucking Lawrence.
Karen.
This next one comes from at Jasmine Wood 3. She says, "Hi Andy and DJ. Quick question: what the hell did you do to my husband? I asked him what he wants for his birthday today, and he says to listen to CTI and eat breakfast in peace. He told his dad to get him the 4x4 energy drinks. He told his brother to listen to the show. I don't listen to your show, but he does, and he loves it. Between his obsession for your show and your meat sticks, I'm starting to wonder if there's something he's not telling me."
I mean, you know what they say about them good meat Once you get a good one, it's hard to go back. You know?
I mean, you're asking us, you should be asking him. I mean,
yeah.
You know what I'm
saying? I appreciate his support. Why aren't you listening to the show?
You need to start listening to the show.
Yeah, what the fuck? Jasmine. Fucking Jasmine.
Fucking Jasmine, man.
Anyway, tell your husband I said what's up and tell him
happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. He sounds like a very intelligent man.
Wants to eat breakfast in peace.
Yeah. It sounds like he's got his shit together. He's listening to the right information.
Right.
He's consuming the right energy drinks.
My type of guy.
Hey, that's my dude.
It's a man's man.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
This last one comes from at Shane Slattery 176. He says, DJ's final boss for reading should be Texas Towns.
What is it?
Oh, all right. Let's try these. Grooney? Texas is fucking weird.
I don't know. That's a weird name. Grooney.
Waxahachie. I know that one.
Waxahachie.
Dumbass. Born.
Demas.
Huh?
Dumbass.
Dumbass, born. And lastly, it's not a town, but have fun with
Bexar
County.
Yeah.
It's probably Bizarre County. Those are tough.
Yep.
I think that anybody would have issues with those.
Especially if you're a Dumas.
In Buncombe, Georgia. Guys, we appreciate you.
Waxahachie.
Yeah, Waxahachie. That's easy.
Yeah.
That's easy. I got that one. Isn't that where the one dude was from? The Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
I don't know. Is that where he's from?
I think so.
I don't know.
Isn't he from there? Isn't that where they was shot? I got my dot on the fact check.
I like those movies.
Bro, that movie scares the shit out of me. No, it was Kingsland, Texas.
Kingsland, Texas?
Oh, okay. All right. Well, not going there.
You know that Andrew Bernisky used to play the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? You know who that is?
Nope.
That's Latimer from the program.
Nope. Don't even know who that is.
You don't know fucking Latimer from the program? You played fucking college football?
Yeah, what's that?
Do any of you motherfuckers know the program?
Okay, so
all right, you're all fucking fired.
All right. Well, don't be a hoe.
Yeah, see you guys later. Holy shit. How do you play football and you never seen the fucking program?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's the greatest football movie ever made.
Have you seen 12 Years a Slave?
No. What the fuck is that? Am I in it? You seen it? Well, have you fuckers seen it? Have you seen it? What are you laughing at? What? I don't get what you're laughing at.
I'm laughing.
Why are you guys laughing? Why are you guys laughing? I don't get it. I don't get it. What's that about?
It's a historical thriller.
It is? What's it about? I don't get it.
All right, guys. Oh,
I was never a slave. Why the am I supposed to see that? I played football. Your logic doesn't logic.
yeah.
You played football. You're supposed to see the
You're
program.
Sicilian.
I wasn't ever a slave.
Okay.
Neither were you, and neither was anybody listening.
That's true. This is true.
So we watch football movies. Bro, Latimer's.
No, who is it?
You're going to get made fun of for that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, nothing new to you. All right, let's move on.
Headline number 2.
You have to go watch the program, dude.
Yeah, I'll watch it. We can watch
Starting defense. You never seen it?
No. Oh, that's a big fucking dude.
Fuck yeah, bro. He played Texas Chainsaw Massacre too.
Fuck.
Huh?
Headline number 2. Headline number 2 reads, Joe Biden and Barack Obama share tense exchange at Ethel Kennedy's funeral. Did you see this?
No.
So, Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, and Joe Biden attended the service and delivered remarks. Robert Kennedy Jr.'s mother, Ethel Kennedy, passed away last week. She was 96 years old. The memorial service was held in Washington, D.C. at the Cathedral of St. Matthew the Apostle. Barack Obama and Joe Biden shared a tense exchange before the memorial service began. Now, I have the clip here, okay? There's some church music going on in the background. And you can kind of, it's difficult to tell what was being said. So let's watch the original clip because, thanks to the help of AI, we now have amazing technology. So I'm going to show the first clip. This is the raw clip that was captured of the heated exchange. Let's watch this. Look at Joe Biden's face. He looks pissed. Grabs him back. Barack sees the camera, turns away. Very cryptic.
Bill Clinton's like, what the fuck you guys talking about?
Joe Biden probably said, keep that bitch Pelosi away from me.
Bro, Joe Biden's saying, or Barack's pissed because he realizes his 12-year reign is about to end, and he's probably going to get held accountable for all the fucking bullshit he's brought to this country.
Yeah. So let's check this clip out. Now, this has some words over it to help us, gather.
Yeah, we have special technology that we were able to use AI to extract the actual audio from this conversation.
From the lips.
Yeah, good job, Syed. I know you brought that technology straight from 7-Eleven. So we're going to play that for you guys.
Here it is.
So is Kamala doing okay?
Nope. She's down, Joe. I think they found out that she's retarded. Now we're basically fucked. Trump is killing us at the polls. So yes, we're going to lose Joe.
Damn it. Wait. What if I come back to run again?
As candidate?
Yeah.
Well, let me put it this way, Joe. The only person in this world who is even more retarded than Kamala Harris is basically you. So no, Joe,
on, man.
You're not going
Give
back
another
yet.
shot.
Let's let it all play out. Okay, we'll talk later, Joe.
Okay.
Women looking fine up in here.
Bill Clinton coming in clutch, man.
Saying his name.
Women looking fine up in here. Now that is the actual audio.
Now,
Brought to
allegedly,
you by Syed. Good job. Zishan, you the man. Got that technology straight out of India.
now listen. Now there was.
How'd you get that? How'd you get that?
No. Yeah, we have a billion people. Some people are talented.
Yeah, they figured it out.
Yeah,
huh?
they figured it out.
Yeah, good job, India. Landed on the moon.
Yeah, this is our second accomplishment.
No,
second
there's
biggest.
3. You guys landed on the moon. You opened up the first 7-Eleven on the moon.
Okay,
It's a huge deal.
Yeah, we keep forgetting our big deals. You know,
That's because you're humble.
Yeah, very, very,
Very humble people.
Yeah,
It's a 3-step curry punch.
Yeah. Now they extracted the true audio
Of what was said.
from this conversation.
Just saying. Now, in all actuality, a professional expert lip reader weighed in on this conversation. According to the lip reader, early in the conversation, Biden said to Obama, quote, "She's not as strong as me," to which Obama replied, "I know, that's true. We have time." Obama then said to Biden, quote, "No, that's not on," to which Biden responded, Former president added, "I think it's important that we can have some time together. We'll take it at value." Biden appeared to back his predecessor up, saying, "Yeah, we'll get there in time." Obama then turned his back to the camera again and said something else to Biden, to which the president responded, The conversation at the funeral was then interrupted by Bill Clinton, who looked over at them and gestured toward the front of the cathedral. So that was definitely an interesting exchange. Okay, now that was an expert lip reader who reviewed the.
These women looking fine in here.
He raised his hand and everything. So that's interesting. Now there's some interesting things that is coming out the left. Do you see Big Mike's back in? Big Mike's back in. Michelle Obama agrees.
So am I going to be proven right after all?
I mean, we got time.
Listen, if they ripped
just
her out,
fucking said that.
Listen, bro. If they fucking put her in right now, they will win. And this could go on to the play that I said. What did I say?
You said Big
Did
Mike?
I not say that they would get super close and plug her in to pump the popularity and hopefully swing the fucking election? I just thought it would be like 30 days, not fucking 5.
You're right. Yeah, no shit. But Michelle Obama, she agrees to campaign for Kamala Harris after previously planning to stay away.
What's she going to do? Get up there and fucking yell at everybody like she always does and shame everybody for being white and tell everybody they're fucking racist? Mm-hmm. That's all these people do.
That's pretty much it. But yeah, she plans.
We're all racist, but you were the first lady and your husband was the president and you're so fucking oppressed. And then we have Oprah sitting there right next to her, who's worth like $5 billion, talking about how oppressed they are.
Right.
Get the out of here.
It's bullshit. So that'll be something to definitely keep on the horizon, because she's supposed to be headlining a rally in Atlanta on October 29th for the Kamala Harris campaign. So we'll be watching.
They fucked up by not putting her in. I mean, if they really wanted to stay in power, they fucked up.
Let her run the power eye, bro.
Listen, yeah, she'll definitely get it there. She'll get that ball across the goal line. She's all pro.
Pro Bowler Hall of Fame.
Listen, man. I'm not going to go there.
Okay.
I'm just not.
I'm proud of you.
She has a dick. Allegedly.
The show is for educational purposes only.
It's a speculation.
Speculation.
Sort of.
Speculation on the testicles.
You know what?
Speck of testicles.
Obviously, I'm joking. Bro, you really think so? Like, for real?
I do, bro.
No, you really?
I genuinely do. I genuinely do.
Man, I don't know, man.
I genuinely do.
I don't know.
I do.
Do you? You think so?
Absolutely.
You think that's a trans person?
Yes.
Listen.
When you were talking earlier about what her strategy would be, swing that dick.
Listen, one thing I know that
good old dick twist coming from India.
Listen, one thing that I know that is true of the black community.
How do you say dick twist in Indian?
We actually haven't not developed that term yet. We're in the process.
Oh, okay.
How do you say dick?
What?
You know, my parents might listen to this.
Okay. I got it. All right. But whatever the word is, she has one.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
You think so? I don't know, man.
She got a band choke.
You think, bro? You guys, I'm curious of what our audience thinks for real. Like, no talking shit.
Just say yes or no in the comment.
No talking shit, no jokes, because this is like a joke everybody likes to say. But, like, I know some people aren't really joking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious, like, do you actually think that is a man?
Listen, one thing that I know is true of the black community, all right, is that every black woman, when they are pregnant, they take pictures. There's not one picture of a pregnant Michelle Obama. Not one.
That is a mic drop statement.
Is that true?
That is true.
I've never looked.
It is true.
Well,
Candace Owens.
Candace Owens dig into this?
Oh, bro.
You know Marcone's wife is definitely a dude.
Oh, for sure.
Over there in France.
For sure.
That's a fucking dude.
That's a man.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they...
Did you see the picture of them on a boat? They were on the sailboat?
They had to buck break Obama, bro.
Butt break him.
Buck breaking.
Have you ever heard of this actor, Laverne Cox?
Nope.
This is from a movie recently. She's been in different movies and stuff, but...
Oh, that's a dude.
When you look at this, do you say that that's a dude?
Yeah.
I mean, if you look closely, you have suspicion, but in general...
Well, if I was passing on the street, probably not.
And she sounds
I would say
like,
that's a dude-looking chick, though.
More masculine looking.
Yeah.
And she sounds like a woman, too. So when you see this and you see her in pictures and videos, and then you look at Michelle Obama, your suspicion will go up like 200%.
That's a dude.
That is a dude.
Okay, so
Laverne Cox has a cock.
That's probably why she's called that.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably bigger than yours, too.
Probably
9 inches.
Bro, how'd you like to get in an argument with like a chick like that, and then all of a sudden she whips it out, and it's like fucking way bigger?
Fuck.
Yeah. I'd have to kill myself.
If you fold.
I'd have to, I'd have to move. The other part on this, though, that was interesting that just came out, because, obviously we got, we're less than 20 days out. We got, we're at 17, I think, now. Or maybe plus or minus some days. I'm not sure. I'm not a meteorologist.
Bro, I drank one of these yesterday,
and
I was fucking rocked the rest of the day. I'm not gonna lie, and I slept good too. It didn't keep me up. I don't know why I need to say that.
That's good.
I'm starting to feel it. That's why.
I was getting, yeah,
it's getting me,
kicking in. But I want to bring this up, man, because I don't know if you saw this. This is starting to make a big deal. We know the elections. We're a few weeks out from it now, and it's very interesting things that are happening. This thing that just came out, James O'Keefe. Meta engineer admits Facebook demotes anti-Kamala Harris posts, shadow bans conservatives. Now, this is something we've all known this, but it's interesting because, Mark Zuckerberg has come out in recent months and, tried to make this stance of being this anti-biased person. However, this shit's still happening.
I can tell you for sure it's happening on my account.
It's
I got
happening.
dinged for sharing Will Bates's video, which was true. Did you see that video he posted?
No, which one?
Fuck, I can't remember now, but we all got dinged for sharing it, and my traffic has been severely in the last week, severely fucking shut down.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking bullshit, man. But yeah, so James O'Keefe claims that a Meta engineer admitted in a candid interview with an undercover journalist with O'Keefe Media Group that Facebook demotes anti-Kamala Harris posts.
Oh, well, that's why, because I make those every day.
Yeah, Javon Gayawali, a senior software engineer with Meta, appeared to reveal in a hidden camera interview that accounts posting anti-Kamala Harris content could be shadow banned while the post gets demoted. So it's a 10-minute clip that he's uploaded. I think he's actually, I don't know if he's listened or heard, he's trying to include more of the actual scene itself and not just clip certain stuff out.
You talking about O'Keefe?
O'Keefe, yeah. It's gotten better. But it is a 10-minute clip. We'll post it. We'll link it on the website for you guys. We'll just watch the first couple of seconds of this for reference.
Say your uncle in Ohio said something about Kamala Harris isn't unfit to be a president because he doesn't have a child.
Okay.
That kind of shit is automatically demoted.
Meet Jeevan Gawali, a senior software engineer at Meta.
Are they doing a good job protecting our democracy? Because I can see these right-wing groups setting up Instagram accounts or Facebook accounts for that matter, right? And just start posting disinformation, be Harris is blah, blah, blah.
That's all going to be demoted 100%. The civic classified is strong.
The senior software engineer also goes on to say that, quote, the person would not be notified, unquote, if they were demoted because of their anti-Kamala Harris post on Meta, and red listed, that's a new term we just learned, red listed, meaning according to Collins Dictionary, things that are not permitted.
Would the person who posted that would he be notified that?
The person would not be notified, but there's these things that what you collect is like, if a bunch of items that, like if at least a couple of items that a person has created has violated civic classifier, then they're also red listed.
Our OMG American Swiper.
So to response, this gentleman who works at Meta, he's in their communications department at Meta by the name of Andy Stone. He tweeted this out in a response to another tweet saying Meta has been public about the fact that we show less political content of all kinds and viewpoints because users have told us they want to see less of that content in their feeds. And to Andy Stone replying, again, as a representative of Meta, saying, quote, exactly. An undercover sting, aka a date, in which an engineer explains something Meta has been public about for years. We show less political content of all kinds and viewpoints because users have told us they want to see less of it. Now, I don't think that's exactly what's happening here. It appears to be a lot more sinister than that. And so it's very interesting. At this time of recording, there has been no official response from Meta in an official statement or anything like that, or from Mark Zuckerberg. But you dive in just 2 seconds into Andy Stone's Twitter. He lists right in his bio everything that, he all of his interesting affiliations. He has Meta listed. He says that he's an alumni of the House Major PAC, Senator Boxer, the DCCC, and Representative McNerney. Which the House Majority PAC, their bio says, working to win the Democratic House majority by investing in racists from coast to coast. Or the DCCC is committed to electing Democrats to the U.S. House of Representatives. So, it just doesn't seem very, very bipartisan. It doesn't seem very, that for sure. That's very, that's very fair and right in the middle. Well, that's fine. You got the communications director, with those obvious attachments in his own bio. It's insane. Now, the last thing I want to point to you, and again, you actually mentioned this in the cruiser comments section, but this, potential black swan event and things like that, we got the election coming. It's very important. And I want to push our attention to this article that I found. This article from Politico magazine. It's titled "The Unpredictable but Entirely Possible Events That Could Throw 2024 into Turmoil." They say it's a collection of futurists, political analysts, and other prognosticators on the possible black swans of the presidential campaign. All right. And they list out a couple of things. They have a bunch of, this is like one big collective article where all these different people chime in on what they think can happen as a black swan within a month of the election. All right. Now, one of the things they listed out here was a death at the Trump rally. Okay. We had that. Right. And, while they listed as a guy that, potentially would suffer a heart attack or, something like that, from a protest that happened or something like that. They also, brought out Mother Nature wreaks havoc on the election. Talking about a Category 5 hurricane that tears through the country just weeks before the election, creating a climate versus Christ binary in the electorate. They talk about receiving some type of weird message from outer space and being contacted by aliens. They talk about a digital apocalypse and so much more. How a massive black swan event could just be a digital outage. They also talked about a violent attack on a candidate, talking about whether it be illness or some type of injury happening to one of the candidates. And what I thought was the most interesting thing about this article was that this article was written back in January of this year.
Mm-hmm.
And a vast majority of those things that they have put out have actually happened.
Yeah, but not as planned.
Not as planned.
Remember, they weren't supposed to miss
Trump's
assassination.
Right.
Trump was supposed to die. Okay? What would that have done to the country? That would have been to the world. That would have been a massive black swan event that happened, and it would have thrown the world into World War III immediately.
Mm-hmm. In essence, a fucking civil war.
Yeah. with the weakest part of the population who can't defend themselves, who just Twitter and scream and pout and throw tantrums, who have been calling for violence for years. Okay, so cool. There's still potential for this. And in my mind, you know, the things that we've talked about over the years, the things I've mentioned, that you and I have mentioned, would be another pandemic, which they tried. If you remember, they tried that in September of last year. They tried to get everybody to go back to mask mandates and shit, and everybody said, no, we're not doing that. So that didn't work. War, which we do have two major fronts happening right now. We've got one in the Middle East. We've got one in Ukraine. And although we aren't technically in the Middle East war or technically in the Ukraine war, if you ask other people, we are heavily involved.
Mm-hmm.
So we got that. But in my opinion, the most likely things that could happen between now and then to disrupt everything would be the digital apocalypse part, where they just turn the power off and everybody's on their own for 2 weeks. We wake up, Trump's been killed by Iran, and fucking we're at war. Okay? That would be very easy for them to pull off. They would turn the power off. They would drone strike Trump or whatever they're going to do. And then they would blame it on Iran, and we would be in war. They would get what they want. They got rid of Trump, and they have a war. Or it could come down to an actual terrorist attack that could happen a couple different ways. One, it could be a massive, explosion at one of these events that eliminates Trump and a whole bunch of Trump supporters and a whole bunch of key people in his MAGA party. And then they say, oh, well, Iran did it. And they try to turn MAGA base into pro-war to Iran. They get rid of Trump. They get rid of Trump's leadership, and they get their war.
And distracting us all the while.
Listen, that is a real thing. That is if these people are who I think they are talking about that right now. It could also be a door-to-door style terror attack that is engaged by some sort of, outside force or inside agency force that we see, like 10/7 that happened in Israel last year, where terrorists are going door to door and they're shooting people in their beds, they're shooting people in their homes, and there's enough military age males here that have been allowed across the border for that to be an option for these people.
And shipped across the country.
Yeah,
mind you.
So they're distributed, right. And so, like, dude, I think that the people of this country need to be very aware the next few weeks and up until, the inauguration of some major shit happening, because these things don't necessarily have to happen before the election. They can happen after the election too. And when you consider how Biden goes on TV just, I think yesterday or the day before, and says, if Trump is killed by Iran, we will consider that an act of war. That's sort of reading the quiet part out loud to what I'm saying.
Right.
So I personally think that Donald Trump needs to be super fucking careful. His people need to be super careful. And I don't actually think him doing major rallies after the point of what we're doing is, in my opinion, is a good idea.
In his best interest.
Now, do I think he's going to stop that? No, I don't, because I think he's saying, hey, fuck you. We're not going to bow down to you, which is an admirable quality of a leader. It shows fearlessness, and it's great stuff. What would it say to him if he said, oh, I'm nervous and I got to stay at my house? He's not safe anywhere if we break it down to breaking it down, right? But I just think they need to be really careful, dude, because I think these people are evil. I think these people are committed, and I think these people will stop at nothing from not having to give up power. And that's just my personal belief.
Yeah, man, guys, jump in on this conversation. Let us know down in the comments what you guys think. With that being said, let's get to our third and final headline just quickly. Covering what's actually happening over there in the Middle East, because there's some bullshit happening. Allegedly, the Hamas terror leader, Yahya Sinwar, was killed in Gaza, Israel was saying, through a strike that had happened. Now, Sinwar is allegedly the guy that was responsible for coordinating the 10/7 attack on Israel.
He was killed?
Yeah, he was killed. Sinwar planned and executed the October 7th massacre, promoted his murderous ideology both before and during the war, and was responsible for the murder and abduction of many Israelis. The statement added, Yahya Sinwar was eliminated after hiding for the past year behind the civilian population of Gaza, both above and below grounds in Hamas tunnels in the Gaza Strip. So you have that happen, okay? Now, that just happened today at the time of the recording. You have Biden apparently is telling Israel they have 30 days to address the humanitarian aid crisis that's happening in Gaza. He says that before they just bomb even more civilians to get this one guy. So that's fine. But I want to really turn our attention and focus to this portion here. U.S. bombers just striked Yemen, weapons facility. Because again, it's easy to say, yeah, the U.S. is not really involved, but
this happened today.
This happened today.
Okay.
Our own bombers, B-2 bombers, just made some very precise strikes against multiple weapon storage locations in Yemen, apparently attacking Houthi forces. U.S. forces, quote, U.S. forces targeted several of the Houthis' underground facilities housing various weapons components of types that the Houthis have used to target civilian and military vessels throughout the region, Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin III said in a statement. He continued saying, quote, this was a unique demonstration of the United States' ability to target facilities that our adversaries seek to keep out of reach, no matter how deeply buried underground, hardened, or fortified. And he also went on to say that the attack was approved by President Joe Biden, saying, quote, at the direction of the President Biden, I authorized these targeted strikes to further degrade the Houthis' capability to continue their destabilizing behavior and to protect and defend U.S. forces and personnel in one of the world's most critical waterways. Okay. Now, that sounds okay, cool. Yeah. I mean, our ships have been getting, attacked by drones and all of these things that have allegedly been coming out of, this terrorist cell and group. And that's cool. But one thing I thought was interesting in this, out of all this noise and fog, it reminded me a week ago today, actually, when Israel, they bombed the shit out of Beirut, right? And the shrapnel that was pulled confirmed that it was our own ammunitions that did it, right? This headline reads, U.S.-made munition used in Israeli strike on central Beirut, shrapnel shows. It killed 22 people, and it's the first time that U.S.-made munition confirmed to have been used in an attack on central Beirut since 2006. And I saw that. And then Beirut, everybody knows that's in Lebanon. And I said, man, that's so interesting that would happen in Lebanon. And we think along the same lines, we know what their plans are. Their plans is to put us into chaos and, demoralize us as a country. And I saw this. I'm like, man, that's so weird that they would do that to that country, because we all know it creates more hostility towards Americans, right? Like, those fucking people hate us. Mm-hmm. So if they hate us and we know that, why the fuck would they let thousands of them get TPS status to come to this country?
Well, not all Lebanese nationals hate the U.S. I mean, Lebanese are pretty good people, man.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. So, I mean, not all of
they're not vetting these people.
Well, I mean, probably not. And I'm just saying a statement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We have to understand, just like we as Americans most Americans do not feel represented by the United States government. Like when they say over there in other countries, we hate America, they think it's all of us. They think all of us are like the government, all right? And that's not true. We all know that's not true. Most people are like, hey, our government sucks. We're cool. We like everybody else. And that's the case with most countries, dude. Most countries are just normal people like you and I and everybody else we know who are trying to fucking make it, man. And we have a problem with tyrants globally, all right? It's not just here in America. It's everywhere. We, as humans, are highly oppressed people by the governments that, quote unquote, represent us. And so when we talk about citizens of other countries, I think it's super important for everybody to remember that they're people just like us. And just because they live in Iran doesn't mean they hate Americans. Just because they live in, Lebanon does not mean they hate Americans. It can mean that, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. And yes, my point here is very simple. We need to stop generalizing entire countries and thinking of separately, you know, like there's people there.
People in the government.
And the government.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's the same here. And so, like, dude, I think everybody needs to remember that. Like, we have this shit going on in the world where everybody's mad at everybody and everybody's killing everybody. And like, who's killing who? Are the people killing each other, or is it the government's killing innocent people? That's what's happening. All right. So, you know, is our government probably bringing in the worst people? Yeah, they probably are.
It's not the Americans. It's our fucking government.
Yeah. It's fucking, it's 100 people at the top that are fucking it for everybody. And that's how it is in every country, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's how it is.
Yeah. Yeah. It just made me nervous, man, because again, just knowing our track record and who they've been given TPS status is to, it's not very, it just doesn't make me feel good to know that, like, yeah.
No, they're for sure. Listen,
you know
they're
what I'm saying?
probably for sure, according to their track record, bring in the worst possible people they can bring in.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't disagree with you there. I mean, it's a speculation.
Yeah.
We don't know, but yeah, why are our weapons being used there? Why are our weapons being used anywhere but to defend America?
Right. Why is our bombers fucking bombing countries?
Well, that's because it's financially good for all of these government officials, not just in America, but everywhere else, to go to war.
Yeah.
And they don't have to lose anything because their kids don't go. And they make a lot of money. And that's what we need to start understanding. Let's just make it simple terms. The kings of the countries, because that's what the fuck they are, they call them anything they want. We're all living under a class system in this everywhere. The kings of the countries all know each other. And when they need to make money and they need shit to happen, they call each other on the phone. They say, I'm going to send some rockets towards you, and you're going to send them back. And then we're going to do this. It's coordinated effort. These people are lawyers. We have to break it down to how lawyers do business. If you've never been involved in a legal conflict, then you don't understand how lawyers do business. So I'll explain it. They all know each other. And when you decide you're going to have a conflict with another party, the two lawyers call each other, and generally they know of each other or know each other, and they have a conversation. The conversation goes like this. Hey, my guy's really mad about this. And then the opposing counsel says, well, my guy's really mad about this. Well, how do you think we should do this? Well, I think if we did it this step, this step, this step, this step, we could resolve the case and we could make the most money for us. And that's what they do. Okay. And that these people who run the governments are all lawyers. I'm not saying all lawyers do that, but that's a common practice that nobody talks about.
Mm-hmm.
So when we look at like what's going on here, look at what's going on with Israel and Iran. Iran shoots a gazillion rockets, right? Israel shoots back rockets, but they go to like the desert, right? It's all theatrical posturing so that these motherfuckers can start a war where our kids and our families and our brothers and our dads and our moms and our sisters get fucking killed while they get rich.
Yep.
And that's what's going on, dude.
Because, hey, we need more rockets now.
Correct. And that's what the deal is. And that's why these motherfuckers love war, because it doesn't affect them and it makes them rich. And if that were you, you'd probably love it too if you were a piece of shit like them. Okay? These people don't have any empathy for us. To think that these governments of any sort, to think that Israeli government cares about the Israeli citizens is ludicrous. Okay? And you say that for any government and its people. The United States government does not care about you. The Israeli government does not care about people that live in Israel. All right? The people who live in England, do you think that their government cares about you? Look at your fucking country. You guys in Ireland, do you think that they care about you? Look at your country. They don't care. All right? And we continue to be told that there's something wrong with us, that we need to be more tolerant, that we need to be, accepting of all of the shit that they do. No, fuck them. They tell us that because that's what they're trying to do. But we all know we don't like it, and we don't say shit because they use cancel culture and social shaming and all of these things. Now they're putting people in jail in Europe for fucking saying shit about anti-trans. Think about this for a second. A person who says that that is a man and not a woman, when you have a man dressed up in women's clothes And they simply say that. They say, you are not a woman, you are a man, which is the provable, factual truth. They're being put in jail, bro. That's where we are as humanity.
Right.
And this idea that these people care about us at all has to be replaced with the truth. And the truth is these people hate us and they use us to line their pockets and they make us miserable for their benefit. And that is the fucking truth for every single motherfucking government in the entire world.
Man, guys, jump in on this conversation. Let us know what you guys think down in the comments. With the
exception of maybe El Salvador with this new guy in El Salvador. I really like that guy.
Yeah, Milei?
No, El Salvador. He's Argentina.
Yeah. I know you're talking about.
The young guy with he's only 42 or 43.
Yeah.
That guy cares about his fucking people.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I haven't seen anybody. Okay?
Yeah, man. Guys, jump in on this conversation. Let us know what you guys think down in the comments. With that being said, let's get to our final segment of the show. As always, we have thumbs up or dumb as fuck. That's where we bring a headline in, talk about it, get one of those two options. And speaking of love and equality and acceptance and dudes dressed in women's clothing, our thumbs up or dumb as fuck headline reads, Bachelorette star Josh Cedar says he faked transgenderism to expose gullible and delusional woke left. Did you see this?
Yeah, I told you this guy was faking. We were watching his videos in here, and I was like, that guy's full of shit, bro. He's fake. He's trolling.
Did we really see
Yeah.
it? I don't know.
This
Shit.
guy's great.
Dude, he's fucking awesome. Josh Cedar, a former contestant on The Bachelorette, has claimed he faked being a transgender to expose how gullible and delusional the left is. Cedar made a shocking and bizarre revelation while speaking on Alex Stein on his Blaze TV podcast. He came out as transgender in May of this year and claims he did it to highlight how, quote, gullible and delusional the left is. He says, quote, I think a lot of trans women are turned on at the thought of themselves being women. Guess what? It doesn't magically make them women, Cedar said. We live in a free country. You can do whatever you want, but don't make your fetish my truth. I don't have to accept it. So here's the clip of Cedar on that interview. Let's check this out.
The thought of themselves being women. And I think a lot of trans women are turned on at the thought of themselves being women. Guess what? It doesn't magically make them women. It doesn't mean we have to accept that they're women. They are simply men turned on at the thought of themselves being women. That's great. We live in a free country. You can do whatever you want, but don't make your fetish my truth. I don't have to accept it. To go to the second part of your question, how did I come up with this? I was talking with some friends and we said, this is patently false. Men do not magically become women. I said, let's look at the medical literature and what it says. It says that trans people don't have to transition, don't have to have gender dysphoria, don't have to get surgery, and don't have to get hormones. If they feel they are a different gender than their bio-sex, then they are trans and they are valid. And I said, understandably, this is ridiculous. Then I can present exactly how I am, and I can be trans and valid if I say that's my gender identity. And so I said, let me prove how ridiculous this is using reductio ad absurdum by being trans for 5-6 months, and hopefully people will understand then how ridiculous this is.
I definitely understand how ridiculous it is, but
so here's
those are the same chairs I got in my office.
Yeah, they're sweet.
You see that?
They are.
You
actually.
recognize them?
Mm-hmm.
Same exact chair.
I know where you got them from.
Where?
Nathan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love this guy.
Who, Alex Stein or
both
Josh?
Yeah, they should both come
awesome.
on the show at the same time.
I got Alex's number.
Yeah, text him and say, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, get your fucking ass on here.
Yeah,
I done.
It's a good looking jacket too, there, buddy.
It looks pretty pimp. But here,
he's out there chasing big booty Latinas in that fucking pimp jacket. I'm sure his success rate is high.
I think he does all right.
Yeah.
But so here's a video that Josh first posted when this happened. Let's check this out.
Hey everyone, I just wanted to jump on here and show my appreciation for everyone that has been supportive of me. Love and kindness goes such a long ways. I wanted to play softball this year. I wasn't sure if that was a reality, if that was something that was going to happen given my transition. So I went to my park district, wasn't sure how they were going to react, but I was able to sign up for the women's softball team. No problem, no questions asked. The women were super nice, chatted. It just made me feel so warm, so accepting, and it just filled me up with joy that people can be like that. And I just wanted to say a little bit of kindness goes such a long ways. So to everyone that's been kind, that's been loving, thank you. And I look forward to a long summer of games and hopefully some home runs and some fun with the girls. So anyways, thank you all for those who have supported me. I love you so much. Bye, everyone.
No, I'll be honest. Like like these fucking crazy people, they ate that shit up too.
Oh yeah, they were all in there. You're so brave.
You're so brave.
Yeah, that's the tagline.
You
You're
look
so
really
brave.
strong.
Bro, you know what's funny, dude? All those women that say that shit, they don't even believe the shit.
No.
They're just saying it because it's politically correct. Anyway, hey. Dude, if you're not watching this on the fucking YouTube, you got to go watch this on YouTube.
Yeah.
Look at that guy. That guy's like a masculine dude.
I mean, that was him on The Bachelorette.
Yeah. Bro, he just became way more famous.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Maybe I should do this. That's a good idea.
Andrea.
Yeah, Andrea. Yeah. Hey, listen, man. Hey, it's pretty funny. And it's true. It does expose all the hypocrisy. Look, dude.
This motherfucker signed up for women's
the trans
softball.
ideology is a communist tactic.
Yeah.
Okay? This has happened before in history. This happened in 1930s Weimar Republic. It's a communist tactic. Communists did it then too. Okay? They want to demoralize and destabilize society so much so that nothing is true and nothing is real and everything is up for argument. And what that does is that creates a scenario where people don't know what's true, don't know what's not true. They can't decide. It creates chaos. And what that does is that allows a new set of standards, a new set of cultural values to be installed. That is how they put communism into place. And then they kill all the dissenters. That is what fucking communism does. So this trans ideology is a communist tactic that's been installed intentionally into our culture over the last 20 years to demoralize and destabilize our country. Other countries make fun of us and laugh at us about this shit. And we should be, realizing what this actually is. The reason that the United States of America can't understand what this actually is, bro, is because we haven't experienced this ever in America before. Other countries have experienced this in many different ways before. They recognize it.
It's in their history books.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, we're over here, because, dude, you got to be real, dude. If they could convince someone to question what makes a man and what makes a woman, what can they not get them to question, right? Like that's a fundamental base truth, probably the most fundamental basic truth of humans. That's a man, that's a woman. Little kids know it, right? So if they can pull that out and replace it with something that is, up to your discretion, they can remove and change anything. They can get you to believe anything. They can get you to think anything is true or go along with anything. And that's what that trans ideology about. It's not even about kindness or love or respect or all this other shit. It's not about people feeling comfortable in their skin or none of that shit. It's a man-made cultural phenomenon that is done to destabilize this country. And it's worked pretty well. Mm-hmm. And so, I think it's important for people to understand what that actually is versus what they think it is. And, I think it's good to expose the hypocrisy and the ludicrous mentality of the people who just fawn over this shit. Like it's, oh my God, you're so brave. It's what Erin Elmore said when she came on the show.
Out virtuing.
They're out virtue signaling each other.
Yeah.
And, I actually think, like, as funny as this is, and as comical as it is, and we all had a fun time watching it, I actually think it's super important work. Like, it's super important to expose the hypocrisy and the lies that are being put into culture and society. I'm sorry, dude. You were born one of two genders, and that's that. That is that. That is the end of the story. And if you are a feminine man, that doesn't make you a woman. If you are a masculine woman, that doesn't make you a man. You're still a woman. You're still a man. And that's that.
Yeah. And you're confused. You're also confused.
No, listen, do I have empathy for these people because they're, they think they're this or that? Yeah, for sure, bro. But like real talk, that is a mental problem. It just is.
Yeah.
It's a mental problem. And I know that probably hurts some people's feelings or whatever, but like, dude, at the end of the day, like he said, we cannot compromise our own integrity and our own truth to appease someone else, because when we do that, we are violating our own core beliefs. And when you violate your own core beliefs and your own core truths, the feeling and the respect that you have for yourself goes down. All right. So when people say, well, just go along with it because it's not hurting you. No, it actually is hurting me to go along with it because you're forcing me to say and believe and act in a way that goes the opposite direction of what I know to be true. And when I do that, when I lie to myself and I make compromises to myself, my self-belief, my self-esteem, my confidence in myself, my integrity, everything that I see myself to be goes down. Yeah. And that's intentional. That's intentional. They want people to think less of themselves, just like they want people to be fat so that they'll be sick, so they can sell them more medicine. They can sell them, they put chemicals in the food and make you addicted to the food. Like this is all, I know people have a hard time connecting the dots, guys, but this is all related.
Real shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to Josh.
Yeah, bro, come on the show.
Tell us about your experience.
I want to hear, like, did he actually go out in public and do this, or did he just make videos?
No, he I think he actually went and signed up for that softball team.
Well, I want to know how committed he was to the role. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, man. Well, guys, Andy.
I mean, he certainly makes a better dude than a chick.
Doubt. Yeah, for sure.
He got the gay voice down.
He does have that down.
He must have read that article that we read yesterday.
He sounds smart as shit too.
Yeah, of course he is.
Yeah, we're using big words.
Yeah.
Well, guys, Andy, that is all I got.
Guys, last thing I want to say, okay? It is very, very important that we understand that we are on one team and those people are on another, meaning the tyrants at the top. And they want us to be mad at each other. They want us to be angry at each other. They want us to hate each other. The opposite is what we need to be doing. We need to be unifying. We need to be working together. We need to be the antithesis of what they promote that we should be. When they show you that you should be this average, fat, hot dog eating dude, you need to be fit, bro. Okay? When they show you that pounding alcohol 7 days a week is how you should be, you need to understand that you need to do the opposite. All right. They're trying to make us weaker. They are trying to make us hate each other. They want you fat so that you'll buy the food and you'll have to be served by the medicine. They want you stupid so they can convince you of shit. You got to work to educate yourself. They want you broke. You got to make money. They want you all the things that they promote you to be. You need to work to be the opposite. And the number one thing that we need to work on right now is coming together as Americans and saying we're not falling for their shit anymore. And I see that happening more and more. But remember, this is up to you on a personal level. This is about treating other people with respect. It's about being kind to each other. It's about helping each other when they need help. It's about picking each other up when we're down. It's about helping each other win. This comes down to how well we are going to work together. And those people that live up the street that you think are your enemy are not your enemy, okay? That neighbor of yours who, maybe does a little bit different than you do, that's not your enemy, bro. We are all on the same team here, and we have to be ambassadors of that because they are going to turn the volume up on the division. They are going to turn the volume up on the chaos, and it's going to be very important that we are unified and that we do not comply with whatever they have coming towards us, all right? And the other thing is we have to vote. We have to get out and vote. We have to not buy into the idea that this is going to be a landslide victory. We should be voting like we're 30 points behind, okay? That's how we have to play the game. So when they say, oh, Trump's going to win in a landslide, that only happens if people vote. So make sure you are voting. Make sure your family is voting. Make sure your friends are voting. Make sure that everybody you know votes, because if they don't, we are in deep shit. All right. So that's my message. Be cool, be kind, be a good example, and make sure you vote.